All right. Welcome to episode 12 of The Locker Room. I'm Jalen Banks, joined by my co-host and longtime friend, Kinjana Caldwell. We're just two lifelong friends that were high school teammates, and now we're just everyday people that love talking all things ball. So, my dog, how's it going? What's up?
Hey, my weeks have become very, I guess, short because, like, in college, we always talked about how I was playing, how I'm coaching them, everything now. In college, you got the full week. You played on Saturdays.
Yeah.
These boys play in 2 days. Friday night lights. I ain't done that in so long. So it's going to be good to see, like, different atmosphere. Our games were live when we played. Like,
Yeah.
sellout crowds, packed in the stadiums, like, go bananas, go all the crazy stuff. Like, look, I'm gonna see what their atmosphere like. So I'm interested to see.
No, that was one of the strange things going to college is having like a full week to prepare, as opposed in high school. I mean, you play Friday, you only practice for real like 3 days out of the week. Thursday is walkthrough, may have something on the weekend, but like in college, you're back at the facility on Sunday. You practice at like 4 days for sure.
Yeah,
Thursday is more of a walkthrough tempo. Friday is definitely a walkthrough tempo, and then you play on Saturday. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I'm excited to hear about it though. You've talked about the team. I've heard about some players here and there, but I mean, I'm off on Friday, so I'm definitely going to come out and catch a game at some point.
Sure, for sure. I'd love to have you out one time. The boys would get geeked one time. Be like, oh my God, we got another look, they'd be geeked.
Yeah, but all right, let's go ahead and get into it. Most recent, well, I wouldn't say most recent, but most notable NFL news over the past few days or so. Both the Browns and Colts have named their starting quarterbacks. You live in Indianapolis, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it off with the Colts.
Yeah, that first one, the Colts, they have officially named their starting quarterback. There's been a position battle there all summer throughout camp, throughout OTAs, all of that. Both were in the facility, getting the work done. Early on, Anthony Richardson had a bit of an injury, a shoulder injury. So he missed quite a bit of the OTAs, but was back for training camp. All that time, Daniel Jones had got those reps that he had missed. But it still seemed like an even playing field going throughout all of camp, in which Anthony Richardson got a start, Daniel Jones got a start the second game, and Shane Steichen came out and said that he was going to name a starter going into the final week. And doing so, they named Daniel Jones the starter for the Indianapolis Colts at quarterback. For me, it's kind of like, I'm not saying it's difficult, but Richardson's had injuries so far, so forth, and certain things, but, he really only played 15 games. And he still is one of the young, if not the youngest quarterback in the NFL. And these are guys, this is going to his third year in the league, which is crazy. Third year in the league, and we've got 2 classes up under him, and he's still younger than these guys.
Right.
So I think they knew originally that he was going to be a project type guy, him only playing a season at Florida, and him now in the league still trying to develop. So I'm not sure if this was too early of a call or if it was, I think you need to sit back and watch and see how to be a starting quarterback in the league, because Daniel Jones has done it for quite some time. But people are up and down about it right now. So I'm curious to see what you got to say about it and what your take is.
To be completely honest, I would have started Anthony, not because I necessarily feel as if he gives them the best chance to win. But if you're playing like the long game, if you're projecting, who do you ultimately feel as if would give you the best chance to win it all? Whose skill set matches the top quarterbacks in the league? It's more so Anthony than it is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, in the right situation, can steady the ship. I view Daniel Jones at his peak more like Alex Smith. Like in the proper situation, he'll go out there, he'll do his job, he'll make plays with his feet. He's not going to miss throws, but he may not necessarily wow you either. As for Anthony, as you mentioned, he's one of the youngest quarterbacks in the league. He's only played 15 games. He only started 1 full season in college. Like, he just simply needs the reps. And knowing that, get him as many reps as possible. And I know it's been difficult because of the fact that he's been banged up. But if I'm a coach, I'm going to trust my evaluation and the talent that I saw.
Yeah.
And I've got to be able to get him to the place where we can squeeze as much juice that we can out of this orange. And I just feel as if by starting Daniel, it's tough to then go back to Anthony and be like, hey, we need you to lead us. If he's called upon to play. But I understand that as for Shane Steichen and I'm blanking on the GM's name, Chris Ballard,
Chris Ballard, yep.
they're kind of on the hot seat where if we don't win this year, we've got essentially new ownership, even though it's still within the family.
Yeah.
But we've got new owners. If we don't win this year, we may all be out of a job. If we had to bet who gives us the best chance to make the postseason this year, it's Daniel Jones. So I understand the decision. I just don't like the fact that it feels as if outside looking in, they're already giving up on Anthony Richardson, who we already knew was going to be a project to begin with.
Yeah, it's like you went into it knowing that you have a 20-year-old quarterback who's played less than a season of college ball. And everyone knows usually the best quarterbacks coming out have played a significant amount of football in college. And, you know, he always had the attributes, the speed, the arm strength, honestly, just the God-given talent to play in the NFL. So it was just the development of the quarterback. And, I mean, just going off what the Bears have done in the past, just me being a fan of that team, we've never had someone to really develop a guy. And I'm not saying they're not doing that over in Indy, but now it seems like you said, you've kind of given up in a sense where you've said this isn't the guy to lead us in the future. So it's just interesting to see how the season will play out, because they've essentially said that Daniel's the starter for this season.
Yeah,
Pardon any injuries or whatnot, but
I would have went to Anthony. This is just me. And again, we don't know what conversations are being held with ownership. I would have went to Anthony and I would have said, "Hey, look, this is your last chance. We're going to start you. Do not lose this opportunity. Like, this is your last shot. Like, we're going to start the season with you. Make the best of this opportunity." Would have went from there. But by starting off with Daniel, I just feel like there's no way you can just go back to Anthony.
Yeah, there's not. I don't think there's a going back in the sense of Daniel Jones is playing bad, we need to switch to Anthony. It's just, say, knock on wood, that injury occurs. Anthony gets to take over and see how he does at that point. But I don't think there's an opportunity to say, this guy's not playing good, Anthony, we need you. Like, it's just not. It's just not going to happen now.
And it's kind of difficult because it's not as if this offense is without talent. Like, you've got Michael Pittman, you got Alec Pierce, you got Josh Downs, you got Adonai Mitchell, drafted Tyler Warren. Like, their tight end group is super, super deep. I mean, they lost a few pieces on the O-line, but you still have two bookend tackles with Braden Smith and their offensive tackle, Brennan, I forget his last name, but yeah, like, you've got two bookend tackles. Whoever goes in there should, in theory, play well. And I mean, other than Saquon Barkley, I mean, this is probably the best group that Daniel Jones has played with in totality, both receivers, tight ends, and running back included. So I honestly think he'll play well. Will they make the postseason? We'll see. But I think Daniel will play well with this group of guys around him.
Yeah. So we shall see. That's the, I guess, first bit of news on quarterback situation. Next we go with the Browns.
Yeah. The Browns named Joe Flacco their starter amidst the ever-changing, ever-evolving door that is the Cleveland Browns situation. I honestly feel like this was expected.
Yeah, for sure.
When Deshaun tore his – no. This wasn't when he tore his Achilles. When he hurt his shoulder back in 2023, Joe Flacco, despite all the injuries they had on that roster that season, led them to the postseason. And when they brought him back, even though they had traded for Kenny Pickett, I always kind of felt as if Joe was going to be their starter just because he's familiar with that staff. Again, he led that team to the postseason. And the fact that had it not been for his injury, Kenny Pickett would have played in the preseason and Joe was never going to play in the preseason just kind of showed you that they were eventually going to go with Joe Flacco. But for me, are you trying to win or do you just need somebody to steady the ship? And I feel as if the Browns are more so just trying to steady the ship as opposed to win the game. Even though Joe has a big arm, I don't necessarily know if he's a better football player than the young guys on the roster. You know what I mean? I just feel as if at this current state, you can do more offensively, moving the pocket, extending plays with either Dylan or Shador, even Kenny, than you would be able to with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and like you said, I think it's expected for him to start right away. It was no doubt. I think even with them drafting the two young guys, I think their mindset was we're going to start Joe this year, no matter what the situation comes about at least to start the season. And Joe's one of those guys I consider, or me and my buddies consider, a gunslinger. You kind of know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah.
This is my gunslinger prototype. You throw
Mm-hmm.
three, you're going to throw 3 touchdowns in a game, but you're also
Mm-hmm.
going to throw 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a perfect game. I mean, other gunslingers you've got the once was Baker Mayfield. He's ever evolved though. The Jameis Winston's
Baker's still
he still might be a gunslinger.
He threw 6. As much as I love him, he threw 16 picks last year.
That's what I was saying. Jameis Winston, the Jameis Winston's of the world.
Yeah.
Like those are the gunslingers. Like you know what you're gonna get out of them. But like as the Browns, I think they're in a situation where you're trying to find the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You drafted 2. You didn't draft 2 off of coincidence of, hey, this is a president. Like, no, you're trying to find someone to be your starting quarterback going forward. So I think at some point this season, these 2 rookies will get a chance, and whoever steps in and does that at that point in time will be the starter moving forward. But when do you make that transition? That's kind of the tough part right now. Because, I mean, like, if Joe's playing good, you're going to stick with Joe for a while. But like
if Joe's playing good and they're still not winning, do you stick with Joe?
Me personally, no.
Like say they
But do you expect them to win? Like that's the thing. I don't think I've expected them to win up front either way in that conference. So like at that point I would have just went with a rookie to start off.
So they start the season 1-4.
You got to make Joe. Yeah, you got to make a transition. You have to make a transition. I mean, I think originally you're going to go with your 3rd round pick in Dylan Gabriel. You're going to give him a chance.
So you say he plays first?
Yeah, I think he's going to play first just based off what, depth chart said. It's not much right now, but I think he'll play first.
Real quick, what did you think of his performance the other day?
Honestly, he looked pretty good. He looked like he could run an NFL offense. But then again, in the NFL, the ball is key. You just can't. I don't care what happens. I mean, like, there's certain things that's not on you, but turn the ball over. Just
the interception was just throw the ball away for sure.
Yeah.
The fumble, I'm not putting on him though.
Yeah, no. But you just gotta, turnovers are key. You gotta make situations the best they can and save the ball and protect the football. So the interceptions just gotta be limited. But other than that, he played a pretty clean game after watching it again and everything like that.
Yeah, no, I thought he looked – I know they say, like, he was struggling in practice. I wouldn't have been able to tell based off the game. Some people are just gamers, And also, I mean, Cleveland's defense is pretty good, so I could see a rookie struggling against that defense. You've got Myles Garrett coming off the edge in practice. You got Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome. They've got a pretty good defensive backfield, giving a young guy some fits. But, I mean, he looked good. He made a lot of, like, tight window throws as well. Like, he looked super competent. Granted, it's not a team's best, but it's still NFL dudes out there. You're also not playing with your team's best going up against these other NFL guys. But, yeah, I'm not going to necessarily say I was impressed because he didn't necessarily make wow plays, but I was more than encouraged and put at ease by his performance in that game, despite all the reports you heard coming out of camp.
Yeah, but I think he played a game that he's played before. I don't – like he was doing what he did at Oregon. I don't think he was he made good plays at Oregon, but I don't think he was a wow, oh my God, you made this. No, he just put the ball in the right spot. He did what he's supposed to do. So I think he played the game he's always played. And
he's Tua. And I'm not saying this because they're both from Hawaii and because they're both left-handed. I mean, it helps to make the comparison. But he really plays similar to Tua. Now, granted, I feel like he's got more mobility than Tua. I've seen Dylan break like 50, 60-yard runs in college. But no, he plays a lot like Tua. And regardless of what people want to say about Tua, he's been a good NFL QB, starting NFL QB. Yeah. Is Tua ever going to be like a top 10 guy at the position? Probably not. But Tua's a starting NFL quarterback for sure. Like, I don't think you bring in Tua to be your backup.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess we talked about Dylan Gabriel. What about Shedeur Sanders? What do you foresee for him in the future? I guess with the Cleveland Browns or
with the Browns, I could very well see Shedeur like playing this season. Like, say they're 4-9, no hopes of playing in the postseason. You've already seen Dylan. You moved off of Joe. It's like, let's let Shedeur start these last like handful of games. He goes out there, he gets some film. They draft the quarterback next year, and then they trade Shedeur elsewhere. I mean, we saw that a little bit with Joe Milton. Joe Milton basically started the last game of the season Teams like, oh, bet, and then the Cowboys pulled the trigger on him. But yeah, I could see Shador unfortunately having to play kind of like mop up duty at the end of the season. That's kind of how I foresee it going.
Yeah.
Because with Dylan being a third round draft pick, when you move from Joe, like you've got to see if you struck with this dude.
And that's the thing that people forget. The NFL's a business. It's a business. How do you look as a staff drafting your quarterback in the third round and say Shador is better? Like in your eyes, Shador is better. How does that look as a staff that you are going to start your fifth rounder over your third rounder who you used capital on?
Because the thing is, if you start Shador over him, Shador has to play lights out and
Yeah.
you have to win.
Yep.
It's like if Brock Purdy had just played well and they weren't winning, like let's just say he was going out there throwing for like 215, a touchdown here or there, 65 completion percentage, just like competent play. I'm not saying they would have been fired, but to move off of your top 3 pick in Trey Lance, that investment you made in him, to then move to Brock almost looks silly because it's like, well, wait, do we really feel as if Trey Lance could not have gotten to this level of competency as a passer? But the fact that Brock Purdy went out there as a 7th rounder and played lights out erases the investment you made into Trey Lance. It's like if you're going to move off of skip over Dylan for Shador,
Yeah.
Shador has got to hoop.
You got to ball out and you got to have full confidence that he's going to do it too.
Yeah. Like when Brock Purdy was like, oh, dang, we can't, I don't care pretty much like who it is, we can't move off of this.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that. You got to just let him go out there and play and let him do his thing. So it made that decision way easier. But yeah, honestly, I think either rookie will go in there and play well. It's a West Coast system. It's play action. It's short passing game. It's bootlegs. You're going to run the ball. Zone run schemes are typically pretty successful. So I think whoever goes out there, they've got decent pieces. I mean, they drafted the 2 running backs, Dylan Sampson, Quinshon Judkins. You got Jared Judy. You still have David Njoku. They drafted Harold Fannin from Bowling Green. They've got some nice pieces offensively. Offensive line is still pretty much intact. DeJuan Jones, Jack Conklin, Wyatt Teller. Whoever goes out there should be competent. Whether or not they'll hoop, I don't know. But they should be Gucci.
Yeah, for sure. But that's on the QB, the starting QBs. We had a couple of trades in the past couple hours or day or whatever we got. But
yeah, I mean, every training camp, towards the end of training camp, you always see this where teams have a lot of depth at certain positions, guys that are more than capable of being on a 53-man roster that just won't make this team, but another team looks across the state, looks across the other side of the conference, and they're like, he may not make your 53-man, but we haven't needed this position, so we'll give you a late round draft pick or a couple late round draft picks for that guy because he'll make our roster. I would say the best player that's been traded in the last 24 hours or so is Harrison Phillips, defensive tackle 4I from the Minnesota Vikings. He just got traded to the Jets for 2 6-rounders, and now he's headed to New York after 3 years with the Minnesota Vikings. This is a guy who played for my team, so I can speak to it, a little bit. So Harrison Phillips, for the last couple seasons, has been Minnesota's best interior defensive lineman, and he's been a good player, but that's not the strong suit of Minnesota's team. This offseason, Minnesota made a concerted effort on both sides of the ball to get better on the interior. You don't do that if you feel as if Harrison Phillips is the answer. They brought in Jonathan Allen. They brought in Javon Hargrave. And then they had some depth guys that they also like. So when they brought in Jonathan Allen and both Javon Hargrave, truthfully, I felt as if Harrison Phillips became almost redundant, and he's got a decent price tag with him. Like they signed him to an extension last year. So I was curious whether or not they were going to keep him. And then they drafted a 5th rounder from University of Georgia, Tyrion he's another interior defensive lineman. And then Jalen Redmond, who was a UFL guy who played at the University of Oklahoma, who started half the season, who they re-signed this offseason. He's been making a lot of buzz at camp. And so when you've got a rookie and a second-year player who you see a lot of promise with these 2 former Pro Bowl level players, Harrison just kind of felt like the odd man out, and he's got a decent price tag. Let's try to get some draft compensation and move this contract off our books. So The Jets get a good player and a starter. Minnesota knocks that contract off the books, frees up some more saps for these young players who they like, as well as just let Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen do their things.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the next one that was, I think it's one of the first trades of the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver John Mechie of the Texans was traded to the Eagles. John Mechie was sent to the Eagles the Texans received Harrison Bryant, tight end Harrison Bryant, and a 5th-round pick in exchange for John Mechie and a 6th round.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said earlier, that they make these trades because you might not make this roster, but you can make this roster over here.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a scenario where John Mechie found himself in a kind of a loaded receiver room with Nico Collins, picked up 2 receivers, both from Iowa State, and Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. And then you already had Tank Dell. Injured Tank Dell for now, but you had Tank Dell.
And you bring in Christian Kirk.
Yep, and bring in Christian Kirk. So it's like you're in a loaded receiver room where it's like, who makes this roster, who doesn't? So they then make that trade. He goes to the Eagles, which, I mean, they have great receivers, but I think they needed a 4th.
Yeah, they're a little top heavy. Also, Jahan Dotson, like, what's his price tag going to look like next season when he enters, like, his free agency year? Like, what type of money is he going to be looking for? I don't know if they have even considered picking up his 5th-year option. They may not have picked it up. But just a little bit of background, not that I have to explain this to you, but just for those listening, little history lesson on John Mechie. This was a guy who at one point was a projected 1st-round talent. He tears his ACL at the end of the 2021 season at Alabama, gets drafted in the 3rd round in 2022 by the Houston Texans. They end up discovering that not only is he recovering from this ACL, he also has cancer. So he misses time due to both. He eventually, recovers from both. To God be the glory. He beats cancer. He comes back. But the Texans, again, Nico Collins is coming on. Tank Dell is coming on. They bring in Stephon Diggs eventually. You've got Dalton Schultz at tight end. The ball can only go so many places. And you've got teammates with the Eagles who played with you at Bama. A lot of familiarity there. The Texans are trying to like revamp their receiver room. And so now you're headed to the Eagles. So I'm not saying that he's going to be like some 1,000-yard receiver for Philly. You never know. But it could end up being a move that pays dividends that many people aren't really seeing or expecting.
Yeah, for sure. I think he fits right in there. I think he'll get a lot more opportunity at snaps over at the Eagles. So
yeah, like
I mean,
if he ends up beating out Jahan Dotson for that 3rd receiver spot, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, staying with receivers, we got a couple more. Sky Moore, former 2nd-round draft pick, 2022, out of Western Michigan University, to the Kansas City Chiefs. He played a decent bit as a rookie, but just kind of fell off after that last couple seasons. He's entering the last year of his rookie contract. He's now headed to the 49ers in exchange for, I believe it was also a 6th-round pick. The 49ers, they've got some receiver troubles. They traded Deebo Samuel. Brandon Ayuk is still recovering from his ACL. There are
So you got Juwan Jennings,
who's injured, but he's one of those contract disputes currently.
Marcus Robinson is
facing a suspension. So you've got Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle. That's about it.
Yeah.
With all due respect to the guys on the roster, I'm just not familiar with like who else they have. I know they drafted Danny Gray a few years ago. They drafted the slot from Purdue a couple years back, Kenny Bell. They drafted him. So they need receiver help, I think. I mean, like, he just never really caught on with Kansas City, so it's hard for me to really envision exactly what he does.
What his role will be in that offense.
But when you've got a room that just needs bodies, really, I see nothing wrong with banking on a guy that was taken around.
Yeah. But then again, it's like, I think a lot of people can be good in a Kyle Shanahan offense.
Yeah.
Like, just being honest with you, like
one thing that he can do is he can scheme guys open.
Yeah. So
and he does it extremely well. So much so where you see quarterbacks step in and they're successful, and it's like, look, all you got to do is just do your job. Like, I'm going to get guys open. Yeah. Brock Purdy is just the one, while he's been in San Francisco, Shanahan that is, where he's just perfected it. But there's been a lot of dudes that stepped in and looked good in that offense. Like Nick Mullins had some good games. Obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo played some good football for him.
Sam Darnold played a little bit of football over there.
Yeah, Sam Darnold played some good football for him the game he started. C.J. Beathard played some good football for him when he started. And that's why I was always hopeful for Trey Lance. Like, Trey just hit the open guy, bro. Like,
Trey wanted the big play.
Yeah, like just hit the open guy.
He wanted them gunslingers.
But they're getting Sky Moore. I get it. I mean, hopefully he can add a little bit of juice
value. Some
spark to that offense, but we'll see.
The next one,
Devon Velley.
Yes, thank you, Devon Velley. He's traded from the Broncos to the Saints.
Yeah,
to the Saints. That's a big trade right there. I think he caught himself in another loaded receiver room.
And he honestly, like, they kind of gave up a little hefty price for him. He was a 7th rounder last year out of University of Utah for the Broncos. The Saints gave up a 4th to get him. I mean, if you're Sean Payton, that's a nice little flip that you're able to do. He put up nearly 500 yards as a rookie, 3 TDs, but you've got in that receiver room, you got Cortland Sutton. They brought in Evan Ingram.
Yep.
Troy Franklin's entering his 2nd year. You still got Marvin Mims.
Yep.
I mean,
got a handful of guys.
And if you're the Saints, outside of Chris Olave, I mean, Marquez Callaway, he's coming off a major injury. I mean, they don't really have a ton of.
They got Rashid Shaheed, but I mean,
that's what I meant. I meant Rashid Shaheed, not Marquez Callaway. Rashid Shaheed is coming off a major injury. Taysom Hill is coming off an ACL, who's one of your tight ends. So you've got Chris Olave, who's also coming off of another major injury. He was concussed, a good chunk of last season. I mean, when healthy, he's a 1,000-yard receiver.
Yep.
But your 2 best receivers are coming off of season-ending injuries. Taysom Hill.
I think the Saints realize that they're going to need some more threats with the quarterback situation they've got. They need to name a starter. And I don't know if they know who that is quite yet. I think they're going to need this 3rd game to decide that. But the more weapons, kind of the better for some young quarterbacks. Like, you just need options.
Yeah.
So
and Devon is a bigger body too. He's 6'5". And so when you got these young guys who, still working their way through, I mean, you've got Jay Canner, who's a 3rd-year guy, I want to say. Spencer Rattler's a 2nd year. Obviously, Tyler Shuck is in his 1st season. Having that bigger body is going to be beneficial for a young QB. So
I'm with you.
But a 4th rounder,
that's steep price. That's steep price because I'm just being honest with you. Between 3rd and 4th rounders, usually you can get a 3rd or 4th round receiver for I'm pretty sure Devontae Adams or something like that went for a 4th rounder. Like, you can usually catch some very good vets for that price. So, I mean, a young guy for that price, they must think very highly of the receiver they're getting.
Or Sean Payton sold them a dream.
Could be.
Sean Payton sold him a dream.
Sean Payton was like, "Hey, this guy's the truth.
Come get him. He's the truth, just not for us." Yeah, we forgot about Pat Bryant too. They drafted him.
With the Broncos. I forgot about him. He might be their number 2. So
real quick, in one of my fantasy leagues, I took him with my very last pick.
That might be a steal. Think about it. Just think about this. Cortland Sutton, like we talked about earlier, he's not your guy that's gonna run all these routes. No, throw a fade to him. Cool. He's going to score some touchdowns in the red zone. Pat going to be your guy that you need to run. Hey, run this post corner. Hey, run this, comeback.
Slant.
Yeah, run this slant route. Like, all these other, that's your guy to get open. Win the man-to-man route.
I took him with my very last pick. I'm like, hey, that Mike Thomas comparison, he sold me a dream.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. All right. On some more training camp news, we got Trey Hendrickson, Terry McLaurin still holding out. I mean, it's just like a recap.
It's a repetitive. It's just.
I mean, the only reason why these are being brought up. Yes, Micah Parsons is still with his situation. These just feel as if something could actually happen.
Oh yeah, something's happening here soon. They said that the trade talks have been active for Trey Hendrickson, so I think something's going to get done before the season starts.
Wasn't even at their preseason game. Like, he just didn't even show up.
Yeah.
Trey was at least there. Terry wasn't even on the sideline. So it's real. Again, it feels like some bad blood where it's like for real, if y'all aren't going to pay me, I'm just not going to be there.
Some gonna shake here soon, so we shall see.
Who's more likely to suit up for their team?
Out of those two, I could even if you add Micah in there, who's more likely to suit up for a team? Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin's more likely to suit up for the team. We've seen the Trey Hendrickson. I don't think he's came out and just really said he will not suit up with our new contract. He just will not play. Terry, the thing is, they both gotten a second deal, but can you fact check me real quick? Did the Cincinnati Bengals pay him that second deal, or did he get the deal from when he came over to the Bengals? Trey Hendrickson.
He got a deal when he first, he was a free agent in 20.
They signed him?
And they signed him.
Okay. That's what I didn't know if he ended up getting that deal before. Because I'm like, the Commanders gave Terry that deal. He signed a deal from his own willpower there. Hendrickson, to my knowledge, did as well, but it was more like an extension that Terry chose to be with them, and you're just going to have to, like...
Trey Hendrickson was a free agent and signed with Cincy.
Understandable. But nevertheless, I just think the situation that Terry's in, especially with their receiver room over there, Terry's more likely to
suit up first.
To suit up.
You feel like he has more leverage?
Than
Trey. Yeah. Which I don't know how you have one of the worst defenses in football, and
I don't think so because of the coach scenario. Zach Taylor's always been, since he's been on the Bengals, Zach Taylor's always been Trey's head coach. With that head coaching change last year, like, they're going to want to do what they want to do with their new regime over in Washington. So he's just going to have to, I think, thug it out for a little bit before
that's fair.
Before they really pay him. Like, if they don't want him, they don't want him. That's that's the new head coach. He's been there for some time. New head coach is going to do what they want to do. New GM's going to do what they want to do. So
that's fair.
We shall see.
All right, we got some signings here. Xavier Howard. We'll do this just real quick. Is headed to the Colts. What are your thoughts?
Hey, they needed a corner. I mean, he's an elderly corner. Pardon me. I said elderly. He's a vet. He's a vet corner. But, I mean, their cornerbacks just started dwindling away. Go from Jalen Jones injury, Juju Brent's injury, Justin Wally injury, and these are significant injuries that end up coming up. So they needed a guy at corner because their secondary, that was the biggest question mark on their entire team last year. And they picked up. Go ahead.
When it comes to Xavier Howard, though, he hasn't played in how many years? Like at least a season.
That's the thing. He hasn't played, but he's such a veteran in the game that he can pick up a scheme pretty quickly. Not saying he's going to move as well as he did in the past, but scheme-wise, like I'm going to assume they not put him in a bunch of man-to-man type coverages. He's probably going to be guarding the number 2 receiver in certain aspects. They're not just going to line him up. All right, go guard Nico Collins. Like, it probably won't be that scenario, but they're going to put him in situations to be successful in my eyes.
All right, another quick topic, Bears offense. What are your thoughts real quick?
You already know the Ben Johnson effect. Look, all I say is that was the cleanest offense I have seen a Bears offense run since I've been a Bears fan.
No. Since one thing I'm not going to do, I know they weren't winning games, but under Mark Trestman.
Oh, with Mitch Neal? Oh, yeah.
No.
You're talking Trestman, not
Trestman.
Nagy. I said Nagy, yeah.
Under Mark Trestman, when you have Martellus Bennett, Matt Forte, Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey.
It is trying to do the offense there. But
the defense was horrible. They had Corey Wooten at 3 technique. Yeah. But offensively, them boys are scoring. But no, I hear you though.
It just looked clean. Ball got out 1, 2, 3. Okay, ball here. All right, handoff, roll out, ball here. Like it was just barely. I'm like throwing on a first hitch. If he even had a hitch, like all right, dude. Like it just looked like a solid offense.
Does the left tackle position concern you?
It has. But
they're like in a full-blown battle.
Oh yeah, it's battle. It's like Braxton Jones, Trapillo, one of them guys going to get the job done. But I'm going to say the first preseason game, I was very skeptical. I didn't know who was going to start. When Braxton Jones came out with the first team this past week, he showed a lot of promise. And what I've heard from the offensive line coach, like he just flat out told him, like, it's kind of not necessarily your job to lose, but dude, you've got all the intangibles to be a good tackle in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But you just sometimes take some steps back. We need you to put something on tape and show us that you deserve to be his left tackle. So, and I think he did that this past week. So we'll see. But Caleb looked good.
All right, and before we get into our main topic, this isn't quite. It's like NFL college football blended. Cam Newton is getting his jersey retired.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if this should have been done.
You know why? Okay, let's just say why it's happening now. Because everybody. I think Auburn was like
they're hopping on the train.
Not just hopping on the train, but like everybody been, oh, Cam Newton this, Cam Newton that, Cam Newton ain't done this. Auburn was like, hold on, rewind. We gonna do this little jersey retirement, put up his highlights and show all the Cam Newton stuff, just to really remember what Cam Newton really was. Dude was a demon.
I mean, he's the greatest college football quarterback ever. I don't care what anybody says, to be honest.
Like, dude was a demon.
Does he have a statue at Auburn? I don't think he does.
I'm gonna say it. I don't think so.
That's why I feel as if this should have already been done. RG3 has a statue at Baylor. Kyler and Baker have statues at OU. Cam Newton should have a statue at Auburn.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's outlandish.
No.
Not only did he win a Heisman, but he won the national championship that season. He should have had a statue in his jersey retired
the next year.
Following. Why are we waiting until 2025 to do this? I mean,
kudos. With Caleb. The same thing happened with Caleb. It should have been next year. All right, retire.
Yeah, like you got a natty. Like Joe Burrow should have his jersey retired and a statue at LSU. You won the national championship and the Heisman in the same season. Like, come on now. Like, we shouldn't be there should never be another number 9 at LSU ever again. There should never be the moment Cam stood on that podium with the crystal ball in Pasadena or wherever the Tostitos Bowl was played at for the Natty. The next day they should have had the jersey in the rafters and chipping away at the statue. A Natty and a Heisman for Auburn. With all due respect, during the Nick Saban era at Bama, and knowing what that team was, like it was only like him and Nick Fairley that played started in the NFL from that team. Like, that is like insane to think about. During that era of college football with who we know he had to go up against in the SEC and then in the national championship against Oregon. Like, that Oregon team had more NFL players than he had with Auburn. It was him and Nick Fairley. That was it. But shout out to Cam.
Yeah, well deserved. Look.
What do you say? One pinky, one thumb, one finger. Shout out Cam.
Yeah, Cam Newton.
Now to our main topic for the day, predictions. We are going over the predictions of how the AFC divisions will unfold. AFC West, AFC North, AFC East, AFC South. Let's go ahead and start with the AFC South. I think we can all agree that that's probably like the weakest division in the league. I mean, not in the league, but in the AFC.
Yeah.
We'll start with who we feel is going to finish last. Who do you have finishing last in the AFC South?
Finishing last will most likely to be like, based off roster, it's probably going to be the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, they got Cam Ward. Usually, they were the worst team in the NFL. Gets the first pick. They got the first pick. They're still going to be kind of bad. Cam Ward, I think, gets them a few more wins than previously. Could be 6, could be maybe 7, but I think it's 6 at most. And that's going to be the bottom seed in the AFC South, but they improved from last year, to say the least.
I definitely see them being a tougher out.
Yeah.
Offensively, I like some of the pieces they have. Pete Skoronski is going into another season. J.C. Latham is going into another season. Like, you drafted these 2 offensive linemen in the first round in recent years. You've got Chika Okonkwo at tight end. You have Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears in the backfield. You bring in Alik Iomaner from Stanford, Chimere DK as well, and then obviously you have Calvin Ridley. Tyler Boyd is there. Like, I just feel as if with Cam, you just need somebody to steady the ship. Like, they lost a lot of games solely because they just turned the ball over last year.
Turned the ball over in bad situations, bad time.
Like, they could have won like 6 games last year had they not turned the ball over as much. And their head coach, Brian Callahan, comes from the Bengals. He's looking to run the offense he ran in Cincinnati. Like, it's like traditional West Coast timing. He then, even though Will Levis was talented, he just couldn't quite bring it all together. You've got Cam Ward, who is equal in talent and has played a ton of football. Can he be a little bit wild at times? Sure, but everything you need is there. And he's also got like temperament. So I'm hopeful Tennessee will be competitive. I do see them finishing last just because I don't think they quite have like that upper tier talent, but they've still got some really good pieces. Who
Yeah.
do you have finishing third?
Third will be Jacksonville. Jacksonville will go third because of I just think Trevor Lawrence is good, but he's not great. Good, but not great. He's good enough to get a team to 8, 9 wins, but he'll have his small mistakes here and there where they can't beat a team in the fourth quarter, can't make the ending drive or something like that. And I think they do finish third. I want to say this, though. I chose them third in a tough scenario, even though we talked about the Colts not having their quarterback scenario kind of dialed in. I just think they have a better team than Jacksonville. Complete team, complete roster, new head coach in Jacksonville as well, and Liam Cohen. I think the Colts are just kind of more of a steady foundation on the coaching staff end than Jacksonville is. So it's kind
I've
of where I
got
went.
the Colts finishing third. I think the Colts have a lot of solid pieces, but outside of Jonathan Taylor, I don't think you have too many difference makers necessarily. And again, you've got Daniel Jones who can steady the ship, but in today's NFL, you need a difference maker at that position. So I've got the Colts finishing third. I think the defensive back situation in that division. Like, do you feel confidently about any of those DBs having to guard Calvin Ridley, Brian Thomas Jr., Nico Collins?
I mean,
Like, they're
not
bringing
necessarily.
Xavier Howard didn't play a snap of football. Hasn't played a snap of football in almost 2 years, and they're bringing him in. So
Yeah.
that just lets you know. And I'm not saying like he won't be good, but typically when you see somebody not in the league for a year, like that's you're like kind of forced and phase out of the league. So you bring in Xavier Howard after not playing since 2023. Like it just shows the level of desperation like you've got at
Mm-hmm.
like in your DB room. So yeah, I've got them finishing third. I've got Jacksonville finishing second. I think Liam Cohen just makes the world of a difference. Like this is the guy that had Baker doing what he did last year. Super creative in the run game, a lot of counters, super creative in the pass game, especially like with the screen game. Baker Mayfield was second in the NFL last year of with passing yards that weren't completed beyond the line of scrimmage. I think he'll be able to make the game easier for Trevor Lawrence. He'll get him some easier throws. And you've got Brian Thomas Jr., you draft Travis Hunter, you've got Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne in the backfield. Defensively, you got Tyson Campbell, who I think is the most underrated man-to-man corner in all of football. Again, you have Travis Hunter at that defensive at the other corner spot, bare minimum. He's rotating in. You got Devin Lloyd, the one linebacker who has like the crazy long African name. I do not want to butcher it, but he's like top five in tackles pretty much every single year. Still have Josh Hines Allen, Trayvon Walker, even though he was the number one overall pick, hasn't quite lived up to that expectation, but another 10 sack guy. I like the potential of the Jags. I mean, just a couple years ago, this is a team who we felt as if was ready to take that next step in the AFC before Trevor Lawrence decimated his ankle halfway through or the latter half of 2023. They were the one seed in the AFC. Think about that. You have the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals. And at one point during deep into the 2023 season, the Jags were the one seed. And they still have a lot of those same players there. You bring in Liam Cohen, who was an excellent offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers a year ago. Baker Mayfield played his best football under Liam Cohen. Clearly, like he knows the position. He was able to reel in and refine that talent in Baker Mayfield as a former number one overall pick. I think he'll be able to do the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. So I've got them finishing second.
Mm-hmm. Which is so. And first, we both have the Houston Texans.
I
I think.
I
Yeah.
think Houston is in that Super Bowl window. Their roster, the only question mark really is their offensive line. Like they've got a lot of solid pieces across the board, but yeah, I think Houston has got some dogs. Like
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. Like,
I'm bullish on Houston.
I think it's pretty simple to say that they should come away winning that conference or win that division.
Yeah,
And I think it's kind of a no brainer. CJ Stroud, they had a down year, but I mean, he's been phenomenal at quarterback, and I think he just keeps it up again this year.
yeah. I mean, C.J. Stroud is similar to Joe Burrow where it's teach tape in terms of like playing the quarterback position. Like if you wanted to have a West Coast offense breakdown and how the West Coast offense should be ran, number one, you would turn on Joe Burrow. Number two, you turn on CJ Stroud. Like they play in such a great rhythm, like their mechanics, like the whole nine, like their base. They're not the most like physically gifted, but they have like perfected the craft. And then, I mean, we talked about it earlier in reference to the John Mechie trade. Like their receiver room is stacked. Once Tank Dell comes back, you could argue, I'm not saying it is, that they have the deepest receiver room in the NFL. Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, you got the two rookies, Tank Dell, you've got tight ends. This has been underreported, but Joe Mixon is banged up. He's got like a foot injury of sorts.
Yeah. Chubb starting back.
You got Nick Chubb, still have Dameon Pierce.
That's what I'm saying.
Brought in, kind of revamped the offensive line. They traded for Ed Ingram from the Vikings. They brought in Laken Tomlinson, who's probably going to start at right guard. They're starting their second-round draft pick out of University of Minnesota at right tackle. You bring in Greg Robinson at left tackle. And then defense is really where the offense just has to do their job. Will Anderson, Will Hunter, Christian Harris will be back this season. Henry Toto, however you pronounce it, Derek Stingley, Jalen Petrie, who is one of my favorite safeties in the NFL. Like they've got horses on defense. And so, yeah, I'm bullish on Houston. Barring major injury, I don't see them losing.
Yeah. No, I don't think that. I don't think they're going to lose that division. But let's go to the AFC East. Let's just, instead of we're going reverse order. Who wins that conference? Wins that division?
The Bills.
Yeah, no doubt, no question.
They win it by
really
like
much to talk about.
They win it by like 4 or 5 games minimum.
Yeah, it's not much conversation on that one. I think Josh Allen will have another Josh Allen type year. He gets a couple more pieces. They've signed James Cook to extend a year. He's playing with comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
And the defense, might not be great, but I think it's good enough to play well in that division.
Mm-hmm.
I think Keon Coleman comes on a little bit stronger this year. I think he gets more established in the offense, gets a bigger role.
They need him too, though.
Yeah.
But when you have a quarterback of that caliber, it's like the great equalizer. There's two things in football that just kind of, when it's great, covers every hole. That's a great pass rush and a great quarterback. If you have one of those two, it's like having a great pitcher in baseball. Like you're going to stay alive no matter what. But yeah, Keon Coleman needs to take that step. They brought in a couple pieces at the receiver position.
Josh Palmer.
They brought in Josh Palmer. They brought in Marcus Valdez-Scantling. They still have Curtis Samuel. You still have two good tight ends, Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. I mean, their backfield is super underrated with Teron Johnson and Ray Davis.
Yeah.
So they got pieces. They have one of the best offensive lines in football. Defensively is where they've got like a group of guys that just do their job.
Yeah.
I know statistically, people are like, the Bills have had the number one defense in football during Josh Allen's era. It's like, yeah, but whenever they went up against a real offense, they got lit up.
Yeah.
Like in 2021, when they had the number one defense in football, but when they played the Tampa Bay Bucks at the end of the season, Tom Brady lit them up. When they played the Chiefs in that postseason, they let up over 40 points. Like they don't really have difference makers; they just have guys that do their jobs.
But that's when they still have Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. Those guys are no longer on the team.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you bring in Maxwell Harrison.
Joey Bosa.
Bring in Joey Bosa. You still have Greg Rousseau. Still have A.J. Epinesa, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, and those guys, Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard. Like, they've got good pieces. But, yeah, as far as the division goes, I think they win it.
Yeah.
Who do you have coming in second?
It's a tough one. That's a tough one. Because I think they play a lot better than they did last year. The Patriots play a lot better than they did last year.
You got them finishing second?
They might finish second. They could finish second. That's a bold statement for me, but I think they can finish second. I think Mike Vrabel turns that team around, honestly. I think Drake May really takes a step this year. He's got better receivers. Vrabel, he just got that oomph in him, bring that team along. So, I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
I don't think it's bold because I have them finishing second, too.
Oh, it's possible.
And I'm not going to say it's solely because of Mike Vrabel, but it's like 80% of Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I like Drake May. I wasn't like as high on him as other people were just because I felt as if like he's a gamer. Like he can play football, but
Yeah.
like mechanically, he still had a lot of flaws. Like his feet would get really narrow in his base. Like he took a lot of like unnecessary risk and stuff in
You know what's
college.
gonna
And
help him out? Stephon Diggs gonna help him out.
yeah,
Like he's a friendly receiver. Like he might not be the greatest now. He's getting older, but he's a QB friendly guy.
the thing that's going to help the Patriots is you've got guys now, and they haven't had this in a really long time, like pushing a decade since they've had a guy where you can just give him the ball and they can score on their own, where they didn't need to be schemed open. Since like 2018, the Patriots have just been like, if somebody doesn't get schemed open, they're not scoring. But you draft Travion Henderson, you draft Kyle Williams,
Mm-hmm.
two guys where it's just like, here. You still have Keishawn Butte, as you mentioned. You bring in Stephon Diggs. The offensive line has always been good there.
And
Their
Mario
backfield is
Douglas.
their backfield is steep. Ramondre Stevenson is a guy that is 1,000-yard rusher in this league. Antonio Gibson is 1,000-yard rusher in this league. And then defensively, you bring in Harold Landry, you bring in Carlton Davis, you bring in defensive tackle from the Eagles.
Oh, I'm blanking. I know who you're talking about, but nevertheless,
You bring him in as well. So yeah, but Vrabel, just his culture, he's won without talent. So I don't really see how he doesn't win with some talent.
yeah,
I think Drake, even if he doesn't take huge strides forward, his talent alone, I could see him having like a 2019 Josh Allen type season. Well, like you can see Josh Allen coming along this before like he really took off. But if he goes out there and accounts for like 25 TDs, lets Kyle Williams, Stephon Diggs, Travion Henderson make plays for him and let the defense play defense, I could see them taking second in the division. As to whether or not they'll make the postseason, I don't know.
no, probably not. I mean, think about it. I think second in the division is 9 games.
Yeah,
So
but if they go 9-8 and they like start taking that step forward, I could definitely see it.
yeah,
I've got the Dolphins coming in third.
I do as well. I have
You
Dolphins.
do?
The thing
I honestly
is,
thought, yeah, I
look,
thought you were gonna have the Jets coming third.
I
Honestly,
do, but be honest with you, it's not going to be far off, in my personal opinion, because I think Aaron Glenn defensively will have that team a lot better. We know that what we have in Justin Fields is going to be able to. He can win games. He's not going to, like you said, he's not going to wow you. He's not going to make tremendous, great throws, whatever. That he
well,
just can win.
he'll wow you in a different way.
Yes, he'll wow you in a different way than
Yeah,
throwing a ball for 400 yards in a
yeah.
game. He's going to do it a different way. Garrett Wilson's friendly to receiver, friendly to quarterback, and they've got some pieces on offense. Braylon Allen just looks like a beast handling a football. And I can't even think of the other running back's name right now.
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall, thank you. Brees Hall is trying to get a contract in the NFL, so he's going to be running real hard this year.
If Brees Hall had an offensive line, we would view him a lot differently.
Yeah.
They just haven't had an offensive line. They've had the pieces, but there's been injuries. Mekhi Becton's been hurt. Tyron Smith's been hurt. You name it. Like they just keep on having injuries. If he played with the Bills offensive line, the Eagles offensive line, the Bucks offensive line, even like the Minnesota Vikings have had like a decent, competent offensive line. Like if he played for Minnesota, people would be like, "Yo, Brees Hall is like a top 5 running back, top 10 running back." Because when he's shown like a sliver, you give him, he's taking it to the crib. But yeah, I've got the Dolphins coming in third just because I trust Tua more than I do Justin Fields. And the
Do you
Dolphins
trust Tua to stay healthy? That's the issue. Because if the Dolphins if he can't stay healthy, we've seen what happened last year.
with that though, they still won 8 games despite him missing a lot of time. Is it out of the realm of possibility to believe that the Dolphins win 10 games if Tua doesn't miss the time he missed? Like they're still super talented on offense. You still have Tyreek. You have Devon Achane. You have Jalen Waddle.
But they won game. The thing is, they didn't win games because of the offense, though.
Their defense stepped up
Like
tremendously.
I'm saying, like if they can keep a solid defense and defense plays good, they lose Jalen Ramsey, but they gain Mika Fitzpatrick. Like it's just, I don't know. It's a tough one for me.
But yeah,
I don't know what they're going to be this year.
If Tua plays the entire season, I just don't see them coming last in that division.
I'm with you. But the thing is, I don't think last in that division is like worse than the league, though.
Neither do I.
Like
Like, I
I
still
think
think the Jets win 6 games.
6, 7 games. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. I'm with you there.
Yeah, so I got the Jets coming to last. I like their roster. I'd be more, like, with all due respect to Justin Fields, and I am a fan of his. If you're Garrett Wilson, I just don't understand the desire to move off of Aaron Rodgers and then they bring in Justin. It's like, I understand y'all may be homies, but there's no way you think, in terms of like being a receiver, Justin is a better option for you than Aaron Rodgers.
This the thing. You said they homies. I think it's familiarity, whatever, however you say it.
Yeah.
They played together in college. He was his college quarterback. They doing pitch and catch for the longest time. I just don't think him and Rodgers meshed. Like I don't think it. Like granted, he's still 1,000 yard receiver, but like, I just think him and Rodgers didn't. They just weren't on that same page which is why they brought in Devontae Adams. Like it's just like I need you to be on the same page as me, and I don't think they did that.
I And if Justin were to perfect the craft of playing the position, he would be amazing because he's second or third best runner at the position behind Lamar. He just has yet to show that he can consistently play in rhythm.
Yeah, and timing. Yep.
And he still misses throws from time to time. And I'm just fearful that if the Jets can't get their running game going, that Justin is going to be required to start throwing the ball. And we're going to see the same issues we've seen since he's been in the league. Like, to put this into context, and I know people love to bash on Russell Wilson. The Steelers were 4-2 and still chose to bench Justin for Russell once Russell was ready to play. If that tells you anything, Mike Tomlin and that staff felt, despite that even though we're winning games, Russell still gives us the best chance to win. Like, you don't see that in the NFL where a guy is 6-2. I mean, 4-2 through 6 games, and they go in a different direction. Like, that just doesn't happen. But it's been his inability to consistently throw the football and play in rhythm. So we'll see. I mean, the Jets, they've got Tyrod Taylor, so I don't think Tyrod's really pushing Justin all that much. But it's Justin or bust really for the Jets this year.
They chose that as their starting quarterback for most likely the next 2 years, and it's just how well he plays in the next 2 years to solidify a long-term position in the NFL. So
yeah, this is his last shot.
Oh yeah, this is if you don't do it here, you are back up for the rest of your career. If you do it here, you might get a contract.
I tell people all the time, if Justin couldn't run the way that he ran, the way that he does, this leash that we're seeing would not exist.
Yeah, he's a 1,000-yard quarterback rusher, so
this leash that we're seeing would not exist. And that's
like
that's
the
what
plays he makes are quite insane.
Bro.
The thing is, he's 200. He's essentially like a Cam Newton. Like he's that big. Like he can move that fast.
He's Cam Newton light.
Yeah, but still, like he's what 230, 225, 230, 6'3", 6'4", and run a 4.4.
But he's not
move.
He can't move.
That's all.
I'm saying he's Cam Newton light because he is pretty built, but he's not like running people over.
No, he's making a miss, just flat out, just being more athletic than anybody else.
Cam couldn't be tackled. Because he was just too big.
Yeah.
But all right, so you've got Dolphins finishing last.
Yeah. No. I got Dolphins third, but I got Dolphins third as well. But I just think it won't be too far off of.
Now, do you want to go AFC North next or AFC West?
West.
All right, we'll start at the bottom. Who do you have finishing fourth in the division?
Finishing fourth will be, which is crazy. This is a crazy statement. Like, because that division's loaded. I think it'll be the Raiders.
Okay.
The Raiders will finish fourth. They'll finish fourth, but I mean, like, I think this division is loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Loaded. I think the Raiders will play much better football than they played last year. Geno Smith will play on rhythm. Ashton Jeanty will rush the ball great. I just don't think they have the receiving core to ultimately get the job done in the long run. Like, they have Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers.
Yeah. You're like crossing your fingers. Trey Tucker takes a step.
Like they need a one, and they don't have a one. Your one's playing tight end, and granted, he arguably could be the best tight end in football right now. But I mean, he's your one.
Yeah, and the difficulty about their division is all the defenses in the division are really good.
Yeah,
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos arguably have the best defense in football. The Chiefs have top five.
Spags. I'm saying Spags. I don't care about who on the D. They got Spags.
Yeah, like
But
they've got a top five defense. Yeah, I've got the Raiders finishing last as well. They're going to win like 6, 7 games, but
yeah,
if they were in the AFC South, I could see them pulling an upset to win it.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
AFC North, I could
No,
see them
I'm
not to
sorry.
win it, but I
I was
could
about
see
to
them
say
coming to like second.
maybe third, but
If I'm hopeful the Bengals defense will be better
they gotta be
because
better.
they were banged up last year. Like I don't think they had a lot of injuries.
I would say we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. We
Yeah,
gonna get to it.
but I can see them fighting for second in the AFC East. Never mind. I like the talent in the East.
Yeah. So, but other than that, the West, I think the Raiders last. I think we can come to an agreement with that.
But they've got real quick. Will Campbell made a comment the other day talking about how in the NFL, even the bad teams have Pro Bowlers. Exhibit A is the Raiders. They still have Max Crosby. Geno
Yeah,
Smith has
dude.
been a Pro Bowler.
Brock Bowers is
Brock Bowers was a Pro Bowler.
yeah,
Like even
he
the
all pro
team.
this year, man.
Yeah, team. Was he not All Pro last year?
I don't
Like
think
second
he
team?
was. I'm not sure, but
He had to have been.
if he
Hold
was
on.
not, he will be an all pro this year with Geno Smith. Will be an all.
I'm going to assume George Kittle was first team All Pro, but
perennial all pro.
I gotta check on Brock Bowers.
Nevertheless, I guess my third though.
No, he was first team.
He was first team all pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's a rookie all pro. He's an all pro. He is legit. Brock Bowers is.
Yeah.
I want to make it bold. Not even bold. He's the best tight end in the NFL. I think he is the best receiver tight end in the NFL. Okay, argument, but I said it.
I don't.
Number 3 though in the AFC West, the Chargers. The Chargers.
I was debating whether or not I would have them at 2, but I think losing Rashawn Slater, even though I think I still think they'll make the postseason, but losing Rashawn Slater, I think, is detrimental.
Yeah.
I like the moves they made this offseason,
Yep.
particularly in the draft. Orion Hampton gives you some pop.
Beast. They still got Najee Harris as a backup. They got,
You draft Trey Harris.
Yeah. You get like, Keenan Allen back home.
Yeah.
Lat McConkey's going crazy. Like
the
your
other
quarterback is Jim Harbaugh. I mean, not quarterback. Your head coach is Jim Harbaugh.
Head coach is Jim Harbaugh. You have Justin Herbert, who I don't give a damn what anybody says. Like that's a top 10 quarterback, arguably top 5 quarterback in the league. Defensively, it's similar to the Chiefs where they play so well as a defense, like as a unit. But yeah, I've got them finishing in third. But if their young guys can develop and they can really start like pushing the ball down the field consistently, they're going to be a tough out for a lot of people.
Yeah, like you.
Because Justin Herbert's not going to miss a throw.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs the guys to catch the ball. All right, who do you have finishing second?
Kansas City.
Nigga, stop copying me.
Kansas City, bro. Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna finish second, bro. It's gonna be the one down year. They still gonna win 10, 11 games. I don't think they get over 11 this year, though. Like we said, that line 11 and a half, they ain't gonna win 12 games this year. Just no way in that division they win 12 games.
So, I mean, they're going to have Rashee Rice at least for the first quarter of the season. Xavier Worthy is going in the year 2. Hollywood Brown is back. Still have Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
You draft Josh Simmons in the first round, who a lot of people are saying is going to be the steal of the draft. They
signed Trey Smith.
Re-signed Trey Smith. Right tackle, they're battling between Jalen Moore and Juwan Taylor. Their 1 second-round draft pick, Pacific Islander guy, they're moving him to guard. He'll replace Joe Tooney.
Still got Creed Humphrey.
Still have Creed.
The defense, still defense. They still, like I said, they still got great guys on defense. But that's the thing, man. I just think that division is so tough that I think games that they should have lost last year, they end up losing this year.
The block field goal.
All them, they call it the oh my God, let me stop stuttering.
They're also not playing
Kansas City Black Magic.
They don't play the NFC South this season.
Yeah.
Last year they played the NFC South. Like, you're not playing the Falcons, you're not playing the Saints. The Bucks are like one of my low-key teams. They beat the Bucks. You're not playing the Panthers.
But nevertheless, yeah, Kansas City's, I think they got second. But that leaves Denver at 1.
So
I know, hold on. Yeah, before you go into it, I know you are a Bo Nix guy. I am not choosing them because of Bo Nix. But nevertheless, go ahead and say what you got to say.
So are you not a believer in Bo?
No, I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not. You know how Lamar Jackson is going to win you football games.
Mm-hmm.
That man. I can put them at one because they have Lamar Jackson, and not because the team. I don't care. I'm putting it at one because of Lamar Jackson. I'm not putting it at one because of Bo Nix, if that makes sense.
Okay.
He's a good football player. I'm putting him at one because their defense is solid, and Sean Payton is going to put Bo Nix in great scenarios to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think Bo Nix is the next coming of Jesus.
Where do you rank him in quarterbacks in the division?
In the division, 3.
Okay. Who's 4? Gino? Okay.
Oh, you think he's better than Justin Herbert or Pat Mahomes? I hope not.
I didn't say that.
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen and heard discourse online saying that he was the 4th best quarterback in the division.
No, he's 3. Gino's 4. Gino's getting old still. Gino made a come up of ages. Like, people don't do what Gino did. Like, quarterbacks don't do that in the league, where they arguably almost out the league and end up getting some crazy contract off a year and just like rebirth their.
Yeah. Real quick on Gino, I'm beyond happy for him. He's revitalized his career. I just feel as if there's been a lot of praise around Gino because people love his story, but more so since he replaced Russell, they hype up what Gino did because people don't like Russell Wilson. Like, Gino had that great 2022 season. The following 2 seasons, he has not played that well. Last year, he threw 21 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. The year before, he threw 20 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Like, he's played decent football the last 2 seasons. He is an amazing deep ball thrower. But I just don't – there's been a lot of revisionist history with Gino because people have liked the fact that he's played good football since Russell Wilson left, and people want to talk down on Russell Wilson's career. We'll get more on that later. But yeah, now I've got Bo Nix 3rd at the position in the division.
Yes.
I'm a huge believer in Bo Nix. As a rookie, he accounted for over 30 touchdowns. The only other rookies to do that, his draft classmate in Jaden, Cam Newton, and Justin Herbert. Those are the only other rookie QBs that have accounted for 30-plus TDs in the season. So it's virtually like unheard of. He did it with less than ideal talent. Courtland Sutton was his only weapon. He was like legitimately a part of that rushing attack. Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin, like, they had to manufacture runs for that offense. Like, it was basically, we're gonna live off of Bo Nix's arm and that's it. His only legitimate weapon again was Courtland Sutton. They bring in Evan Ingram. They draft Pat Bryant. Troy Franklin's going into year 2. You draft R.J. Harvey, who many teams had a first-round grade on. Defensively, you guys are already one of the best defenses in all of football. Zach Allen, Barron, Nick Benito, who was an all-pro, Patrick Surtain. You bring in you draft Jahdae Barron, bring in Dre Greenlaw, bring in Talona Hufanga. I mean, they had the Chiefs on the ropes last year before they brought in all these guys. So if you had the Chiefs on the ropes last year, like, they beat the Chiefs if that field goal doesn't get blocked. They drove down the field. Like, it wasn't a chip shot, but it was like 30-something yards, and it gets blocked. And then the Chiefs bench their starters in week 18 and get absolutely obliterated, which just goes to show you, like, hey, y'all can't just play your backups and expect this to be a close football game. Like, they beat them like 34-0. And now you bring in this slew of talent, and Bo Nix is entering year 2. I'm not saying he's going to account for 30-plus touchdowns again, but he may not necessarily have to because, hey, I can hand the ball up to R.J. Harvey, and he breaks a 50-yard touchdown run. I can step back and let my defense lock people down because we've got Jahdae Barron, we've got Talona Hufanga, Riley Moss, Patrick Surtain, Nick Benito. Like, they just got dudes. And again, I think ultimately with Bo Nix, like, you've got one of them guys that is a difference maker at the position with talent around him.
Let's go to that AFC North, man. AFC North. And last team we already talked about, the Browns. They're going to be last.
Which is so sad because they've got some.
They're going to be last.
Team with Pro Bowlers.
I think they have the Defensive Player of the Year this year. I think he will.
You think he'll win it again?
Yeah, I think he'll win it again. I think this year, I think with the new contract, I think he's going to show that Some people, they always have down year or whatever. No, not this guy. He's going to account for what, 14, 15, 16 sacks again. His stats are going to be like that. Like, it's just what it is. I think he just does it. He's just unblockable sometimes in a sense. So,
Yeah, you've got what's it called? I mean, this team, despite coming in last, like they're going to have three Pro Bowlers, bare minimum two with Denzel Ward, Miles.
yeah.
Jerry Jeudy was a Pro Bowler last year. Jack Conklin's been an All-Pro player in years past. I think for them, the biggest thing is what do our young guys look like this season? Like, does Quinshawn Judkins and Dylan Sampson go out there and play well? Does your first-round draft pick out of Michigan, the defensive tackle, go out there and look the part? He was a top-5 pick. Carson Swessinger, your first pick in the second round. How does he go out there and look? He's going to be your starting Mike linebacker. It's like, hey, if these guys, all these guys that we drafted go out there and they play well and they're plus level starters, then we've hit the jackpot. And now all we need to do is figure out the quarterback position, whether that's Dylan, Shador, or whomever we draft next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Or if Deshaun Watson gets touched by God's hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they gave up on that one. They gave him on that one. He might be out the league after this year. We'll see.
I mean, he shouldn't be.
Yeah, talent-wise, bro. He's at least a backup somewhere.
Yeah, like, come on.
like at least.
Yeah, like.
But
if Easton Stick, whom I love,
that's what I'm saying. Tracy McSorley can back some people up. What's his name? Go ahead.
Yeah, if Easton Stick is a backup in the NFL, and again, I love Easton Stick. FCS guy out of NDSU, drafted out of NDSU. He's going on his like second or third contract now. Clap it up for the boy. But like, if he's still in the league, if Tim Boyle,
Desmond Ritter, if
Desmond Ritter is still in the league, Deshaun Watson can go hold a clipboard somewhere.
Yeah, he could.
If Aiden O'Connell is still, come on now. Yeah, but yeah, they're finishing last. Who do you have third?
Third, I got the Steelers, man.
Yeah,
I don't believe. I'm sorry, it is Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe he's going to make the big of a difference for the Steelers this year. I be honest with you, people say it every year. I think this is their first losing season in 15 years. They're going to have 8 wins. Granted, the defense is still cool as I don't know what. I just don't know if they got the put it all together type stuff. I don't think their running backs are all that amazing. Like Jalen Warren's good. Caleb Johnson is, I don't know. You got.
I rock with Caleb Johnson. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, he's good. He's a good running back in college. I just don't know I don't know what he's gonna be in the league. I think he's a good back, but I don't know. We don't. Like I said, it's just unknown of what he's gonna be in the league. I mean, your tight ends are good, and Jonnu Smith and Freiermuth. DK is your only receiver.
Yeah, like they're gonna need some guys to really step up.
Like,
you're going to need Roman Wilson to pan out. You're going to need Calvin Austin to really step up.
And has Aaron Rodgers played good football in 2 years? Has he really played good football in 2 years?
He played good football last year. The Jets just weren't a good team. He played good football.
He played average football last year. It's Aaron Rodgers.
It may have been average
it's Aaron Rodgers. I was like, it's Aaron Rodgers. Come on.
It may have been average for Aaron, but he didn't play average football.
That's the thing, though. I'm holding him to a standard.
Fair enough. Jets just weren't a good team, but no. For me, the biggest thing is just outside of DK. There's a lot of unknown.
That's what I'm saying.
And yeah, I
didn't know what you have though. What do you have them third? I got them
Steelers.
Third.
Yeah, I've got them third.
I got the Bengals. The thing is, the defense is so bad. Was so bad. I hope they can make it better. But their offense is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna win games off the muscle. And I think them playing this preseason is gonna help them out even more starting off the season. If they don't start the season like they did last year, slow like they did the last 3 years, what they was a fringe playoff team last year with a bad defense.
9-8, yeah.
They're gonna win 10, 11 games. They could have got 2 of them games back last year and won 11 games and made a playoff berth.
Yeah, for me, they come in second, but they're a 12-win team. I think the Ravens are going to win like 13, 14. I think the Bengals go like 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason why the defense was so bad last year is their secondary was banged up. Daxton Hill out. DJ Turner out. Cam Taylor-Britt was like their number one corner for a good chunk of the season. because they had so many guys in their secondary banged up. You get DJ Turner back, you get Daxton Hill back. Cam Taylor-Britt is in his 4th season now, I believe. Still have Mike Hinton.
Geno Stone, I think, still there.
Yeah, Geno Stone. Hopefully you get Trey Hendrickson. You have Shamar Stewart. You still have Joseph Asai. Still have BJ Hill. Still have Logan Wilson. But their secondary was decimated with injuries last year. Even if DJ Turner, Daxton Hill, these guys who are high draft picks don't turn out to be like Pro Bowl players, you just need them to be good starters. If you have good starters that can hold their own, I have faith that they'll be just fine. You bring in a new defense coordinator. Their defense coordinator is coming from Notre Dame. We saw how Notre Dame's defense has been, in the Marcus Freeman era. I think they'll be in second, but again, 12-5, second place. Because you already mentioned off the muscle. Like offensively, I don't see anybody stopping them.
Yeah, nobody.
Joe
I don't
Burrow,
think there's anybody in the league that can stop that offense.
Joe Burrow is, when it comes to like quarterback play, is the best quarterback in the league in that sense. What puts Josh, Patrick, and Lamar over him is just their gifts. But in terms of like playing the position, like teach tape, he's number one.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Jamar. Obviously, you have Jamar and T. Higgins. Andre Yoshivas is dope. Jermaine Burton from Alabama. They drafted him in the third round last year. If he can come on, like you'll have 4 legitimate receivers. Still Mike Gesicki and Chase Brown.
Demon.
He is like one of those guys I just like really want to root for.
Yeah, like you just be like, all right, Brody. Like
if he didn't get hurt, he's a 1,000-yard rusher last year. They would have had, a 1,000-yard.
If they are a playoff team, Joe Burrow arguably could have won the MVP based off the season he had last year.
Yeah, arguably. What's crazy is I told one of my homies, Jareem Fleming, who was a teammate of mine at Eastern. I told him Joe Burrow was going to win MVP last year.
I got him this year, so.
I said Joe Burrow's going to win MVP this year. Like when he had the blonde hair and everything, I'm like, yeah, he's winning it. Little did I know their defense was going to be what their defense was. But I knew it was going to be a special year for him. I just didn't know they were going to be struggling as a team like that. But no, I think they go 12-5. As for the Ravens,
they just arguably the best team in the NFL. So
I think they have they have the second best roster. They have arguably the best quarterback in all of football. He probably should have won MVP last year.
Yeah.
They really don't have any holes for real. You can be like nitpicky. Like they could use like another receiver maybe.
They could always use another receiver.
More of a solidified pass rush. But they drafted Mike Green in the second round, who many people had a first round draft grade on. He dropped due to some off-field issues and whatnot. But if he's what we believe he is, they got to steal. There goes your pass rusher there. They've still got veterans like David Ajabo, Simpson, Kyle Van Noy, still Roquan Smith.
Yep.
In the secondary, they drafted Nate Wiggins in the first round last year. Marlon Humphrey's still a really good player. You draft Malachi Starks.
Yeah.
You draft Malachi Starks. How do you let the Ravens get Malachi Starks is my question. Like, what are we doing? You draft Malachi Starks in the first round, still have Kyle Hamilton, like, barring Derrick Henry, how dare I forget to mention Derrick Henry. Zay Flowers was really coming on last year. Rashad Bateman's really good. You bring in D-Hop. D-Hop, I think if D-Hop was on a bad team like he was with the Titans in 2023, he's a 1,000-yard receiver. Is he a 1,000-yard receiver on a contender? Probably not.
Yeah.
But D-Hop is your number 2 or 3. That's a deep room to me. So you got Flowers, Bateman, D-Hop, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, with your tight ends.
Yep.
Keaton Mitchell, who he was averaging like 9 yards a carry as a rookie. He ended up tearing his ACL in 2023. But you bring Keaton Mitchell back. He's 2 years removed from an ACL injury now. Pair him with Derrick Henry. And then Lamar is just Lamar. Like this is what people dreamed of with Michael Vick. Like if Michael Vick would perfect the craft, this is what we would have gotten with him. We kind of got that in 2010 when he had that resurgence with the Eagles. Yeah. You know what I mean? When he had finally like perfected the craft of the position, but he didn't quite have the legs that he did before. He could still move though, but he wasn't breaking 80-yard runs like he was in 2004.
Yeah.
Come 2010. Lamar is like everybody's dream of like runner and passer. Like I don't want it to be like lost that Lamar Jackson is a Hall of Fame player. Like no doubt about it.
Yeah.
We've quite literally never seen anything like him, ever. We've never seen a quarterback be just as efficient as a passer, comparable to the likes of Aaron Rodgers, and be this dynamic of a runner. Like, it's unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that reason, I don't see them losing the division unless they just had been decimated by injury.
Yeah, top team for sure. They're a top team for sure. So they're one for a reason. They're going to be one in the AFC North, and that's what we got them at.
Since we've touched on the division winners, who is coming out of the AFC to represent the conference?
Baltimore. It's all just the same thing. Get over that hump. Get over that hump. Get over that hump. I think they get over that hump with a down year in Kansas City. I think it's their time. Lamar has to get it done, or he's never going to be looked at as legitimate. I mean, he's a legitimate good player, but I mean, like, if they always, he can't get over this hump, he can't be compared to Pat Mahomes, can't be compared to this. I think if he gets the job done, makes it out that conference, plays in the Super Bowl, there it is right there. Lamar Jackson is down as one of the most elite quarterbacks. So, yeah. How about yourself?
I'm going to go Buffalo.
I like it.
I think they have less of like a battle in their division.
Indeed.
Similar to what we saw last year, gives them a better chance at higher seeding.
Higher seeding and maybe less of a beating in the regular season on players.
Less of a grind.
Stuff. Yeah.
I think Josh Allen has perfected like how to win. He just needs the rest of his team to step up when it's time to.
Yeah.
Like in those AFC Championship games, some of these playoff games, like when has Josh Allen's defense like stepped up for him? You know?
Yeah, like make that big stop or something like that.
Oddly enough, the only time his defenses have like really stepped up for him was against the Ravens. And like last year, they forced 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
When they played them in 2020, they had that, what's his face? The slot corner had that pick 6 on Lamar, and they had knocked Lamar out of the game.
For some reason, they just can't do it versus Kansas City. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Like they need, I think Josh just finds a way this time around.
Yeah. Understandable. I like it.
My dog just got married to Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's time to get over that hump.
Yeah.
But, hey, let's finish it off good. We're going to do one of these this time. We don't got to push it long. The kicker. Let's get it. All right, we're going to play a little game, man, of Name That Player.
Mm-hmm.
Heisman edition. So we're going to just list off not like questions, but just a couple statements of past Heisman. Mm-hmm. And we're both going to get a chance to guess the player that we're thinking of or what we're mentioning. All so right. I'll just go ahead and start it off first of the Heisman I'm thinking of, and you let me know if you can guess them.
Okay.
Some of these we can get through. Whoever gets the least amount of questions or statements will get first. All right. Okay. So my Heisman, the college team he played for is currently in the Big Ten. You just let me know when I can go to that next question.
It's Marcus Mariota.
No?
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Okay. You can go to the next one.
This Heisman has only played for 3 NFL teams.
Okay.
Cool. Next question?
Yeah.
This Heisman is a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Carson Palmer.
Yes, sir.
When you said 3, I'm like, I think I know who it is. All right.
Carson Palmer. You got it in 3. Well, I'll just go my next couple statements so you see what I would have went there. Next one was he's a number 1 overall pick. I know if you didn't get that, you're probably going to get it at that point.
Yeah.
Number 1 overall pick, drafted by a team in the AFC North.
Mm-hmm.
And then first QB to throw for 4,000 yards for 3 different teams.
Oh, dang, I didn't know that about Carson.
Yep. So,
all right.
Carson Palmer.
This Heisman Trophy winner went to college at a school that's currently in the SEC.
All right.
This Heisman Trophy winner was a national runner-up.
Hold on. Vince Young?
Mm-mm. This Heisman Trophy winner in the year he won the Heisman accounted for 40-plus TDs.
Stop. It's Kyler Murray. Hold on. If it ain't Kyler, 40-plus TDs, played for the team in the SEC. What was the last one? What was the other one you said?
National runner-up.
And
real quick, Vince Young didn't win the Heisman. He was second to Reggie Bush.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Okay.
He technically should be a Heisman Trophy winner since Bush got his taken away, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll just go ahead and say the school. This Heisman Trophy winner played for the University of Oklahoma.
All right, dude. If Did he win? Did he win the AP win the Heisman?
Mm-mm.
So it's Baker.
Nope.
Oklahoma though.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking Oklahoma this whole time. That's why I'm saying. I'm trying to see.
It's Oklahoma.
That's why I know it's Oklahoma. That's why I'm like, the only dudes play for Oklahoma. Oh my God, who else play for Oklahoma?
Just let me know when you want me to tell you. I don't think you're going to get it.
You have another question? Go to another question.
This Heisman Trophy winner played quarterback.
Dude. He did play for Oklahoma. Why am I blanking on this dude's name? Oh my God. No. I know exactly who you're talking about, dude.
Describe him.
Sam Bradford.
Nope. It's a great guess, though.
There's no way that's not Sam Bradford, bro.
It's not. I promise it's not. I promise it's not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Oklahoma. How many quarterbacks play for Oklahoma?
Bro, they're like Heisman U. I can't lie.
That's I said, how many play for Oklahoma? And that's a Baker.
I'll say one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
This Heisman Trophy winner never played in the NFL. Jason White, quarterback, University of Oklahoma. He won it in 2003.
2003 and
didn't play in the league.
Why?
They say like he had bad knees or whatever, but you know,
it's goofy. All right, we gotta do it one more time.
But real quick though, they've had Baker, Kyler, Sam Bradford, and Jason White all win Heisman's for University of Oklahoma. So when I said that, like quarterback, 40 plus TDs, national runner-up.
I'm thinking I named every quarterback possible for Oklahoma. I'm like,
they just have been able to like get a natty, but they have every other accolade you want.
How many other dudes play for Oklahoma?
They got a lot.
At first, at that point, I was about to guess like Caleb or something, just because like it was a trick question. I was like, he didn't win a Heisman there, but he won a Heisman. Didn't win a Heisman at that point. All right, let's do one. Let's do one more each if you got one.
Yeah, I got
one.
All
right. This Heisman is originally from Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
This might give it away, bro. Actually, I'm going to do this question before this one because he's going to give it away. This one's easier questions.
Flint.
He was drafted outside of the lottery.
Outside of the lottery.
I wonder if the people will get this before you do. Let me know in the next question.
All right, next question.
Dude, it's going to be bad. No, I can't do this one next. This question. Played with a multi-year Heisman nominee in the NFL.
I'm just so stuck on this Flint, Michigan thing.
buddy got bad water, but he win that Heisman.
Monte Smith is from the South. Caleb is from D.C. Bryce Young is from Cali. Jameis Winston is from Alabama. Johnny Manziel's from Texas.
Let me know on the next one. The next one might give it away. The next two questions going to give it away. So let's see.
Mark Ingram?
Yeah, sir.
I thought bro was from like Jersey or something.
This will get bro. The next one was play with a multi-year MVP in the NFL. Same dude. He played with a multi-year Heisman nominee and a multi-year MVP in the NFL. And then I was going to say he wore number 22. If he like
that, honestly, that was a complete guess, and only because you said drafted like outside the lottery. But I'm like, you want to know what's so funny?
What?
He was mine too. My next one. I was going to say, I was trying to trick you, just have you guess Derrick Henry the whole time. But I was going to say, played for Nick Saban, was a national champion, accounted for 20 plus TDs in their Heisman season, first round draft pick. But dang, no, I'm sitting there, I'm like, Flint, Michigan.
Like, how many Heisman come out of Flint, Michigan?
Like, honestly, how many Heisman Trophy winners don't come from the South? You know what I mean? Like, you got, again, Caleb's from D.C., Bryce Young's from California, Mariota's from Hawaii, Bro's from Michigan. But other than that, they're probably all from the South. Manziel's from Texas, Jameis is from Alabama, Devontae is from the South. I think he's
from Florida.
Yeah. Lamar's from Florida. Baker's from Florida. Baker's from Texas. Kyler's from Texas. Like, they're all from the South. So I'm like, Flint, Michigan.
The thing is, he was born in Jersey, but he went to school in Flint, Michigan.
I was going to say, like, I thought bro was born in Jersey.
He was born in Jersey. He went all his school in Michigan. So technically he wasn't born there, but he was from Flint. He went to high school and everything like that in Flint. That is true. So kind of a trick question because he was born in Jersey. But other than that, man.
Bro, that's too funny, bro. I was definitely going to go Mark Ingram for my number 2.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a good one.
We got to do that some more. I like that one.
Yeah.
That really had me thinking. I'm like.
Name that player. We'll do different editions, man. I know that was Heisman edition. We'll do some different editions. We got some more games on deck.
We should just do like name that player in general. Like, don't even narrow it down. Just start listing stuff off and test the knowledge.
Bro, you gonna start playing dudes like what's bro name Applewhite or something like that. You gonna start
Major Applewhite.
you gonna start random dudes like what,
Nah,
bro? Like
I wouldn't do that. The Jason White was like a little unfair just because OU got so many QBs.
Yeah, you
But
gonna be like because I swear when you did it there, I was literally narrowing down. I was like, this team gotta be Oklahoma. I was like, it's gotta be Oklahoma, and I don't know. I was like, who? That's why I started naming players out of Oklahoma. I was like, bro, who is all these dudes from Oklahoma? All good. It's been a good one, man.
This went a lot longer than we thought it was gonna be.
All good.
Hey, just so y'all know, we planned on making this like 45 minutes.
Quick episode. And this turned out probably to be the longest one of the year.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's been a good one. I want all the people to follow us again. Like we appreciate you guys for tuning in. But if you could literally like our videos, just support us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channels and Spotify. That'd be good at the Locker Room Pod.
At the Locker Room Pod across the board. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. Give us feedback, like in the comments, whatever. Give us like segment suggestions, you name it. Like we're open to it. So
for sure.
And by you leaving those comments, you get it into the algo. More eyes. We give you what you want, the whole nine.
Yes, sir.
But all right, my dog. Brother. Best of luck on Friday. Get them boys ready.
We need them hyped to get that battery charged up. Get the juice hot. Be a thermostat, not a thermometer. That's what my coach used to say. Set the temp.
All right, my dog. We'll see y'all next time.
Yep.
Peace out.